Hello. Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving. That's what today is as I'm recording this video. And I want to talk today in response to a subscriber. The last video I made it regarding having having a Taurus ascendant with Venus in Aries. And so she asked the question, well, what about a Scorpio rising and a Taurus descendant with an Aries, Venus in Aries? So I want to talk today just a little bit about that particular personality and what it would look like. So when we have Venus in Aries with a Scorpio rising, if we're looking at the whole house system, then this Venus would be in the 6th house. Okay, and then the 7th house is Taurus. Of course, different aspects being made to Venus would alter the personality, but we're just talking about this little piece by itself and what this would look like. Okay, so Scorpio rising person. First of all, the Scorpio rising is a person when you first meet them, because the ascendant sign is giving you this energy that they give you in their person, when you first meet this person. And oftentimes how you see the person talking and presenting online, typically. Scorpio rising. So with Scorpio rising, if we were looking at this person online, this person is kind of hidden personality. They're not sharing too much. This is a person that is behind the scenes. We're watching everybody else's Facebook and Instagram and seeing what they have going on. They're not saying too much, but they are fully in the know, researching what's going on. And typically a person who does not trust a lot. Okay, Scorpio rising people, there's this intense gaze that you have typically with Scorpio rising. That Scorpio energy is very prominent. But if we have the Venus in Aries, this too is a very bold person. Venus in Aries makes the person move out and be bold. So we have Scorpio, who is ruled by Mars as the traditional ruler, plus Pluto is the modern ruler. So with this energy, so Mars in the sign of Scorpio is this introverted strength of Mars. So when we have Mars is the god of war. Mars is bold and Mars is brave. But in the sign of Scorpio, the energy is introverted. So with that Scorpio energy on the rising sign, you have the stubborn nature of Scorpio, which Scorpio is a fixed sign. Just like we said, Taurus is fixed. Scorpio is fixed water. And there is this just an intensity that you can feel with this person. So when this person makes up their mind to accomplish something, they are going to do it. They plot, they plan, they get the strategy together to make it happen. Okay, that is a Scorpio rising sign. They have the energy to complete something when they put their minds to it, and they will secretly get it done. There's a lot of secrecy within the nature of the Scorpio rising person. They're watching, they're plotting, they're planning, they're not saying too much. Even if you have, Gemini energy with the Scorpio rising, they may be talking, but they're not giving away too much energy. The talking that they're doing is surface level. So Venus in Aries in the 6th house. So Venus in the 6th house in and of itself makes the working environment better. Right? Because wherever Venus is, she adds this sweetness to life in that area, typically, right? Depends on aspects. If you have Venus with a square to Saturn, or Venus with Pluto, or Venus making, aspects to Mars, hard aspects, squares, oppositions to Mars, squares, oppositions to Pluto, It can affect the relationships that you have, your sixth house relationships that you have with Venus. So Venus in the sixth house by itself is really nice because the sixth house rules your daily activity. It governs your daily activity. You know, your daily routines, your work, your coworkers, even debt. So with Venus there, you know, it could help you not to create as much debt. It could help you pay off debt more easily. It could give you favor with debt collectors. It could give you favor with your supervisors, people that you work with. You know, Venus in this area can help your health because the sixth house, we see your health and, you know, random sicknesses could be coming up. But Venus softens because Venus is a beneficent, right? So Venus would soften what is going on in the sixth house, you know, giving you better health, giving you a better quality of life, and just making it where your relationships with your coworkers are easier. Then you have Taurus and the seventh house. So Venus rules Taurus and she rules Libra. Okay, so for the Scorpio rising person, they have Libra in the 12th house. And then they have Taurus in the 7th house, on the 7th house cusp. So Venus on the 7th, Venus being the ruler of the 7th house cusp, coming into the 6th house, this can indicate that your partners that you have, because the 7th house shows us your partners that come into your life, they would be not only Taurian type people, right? So you have people who either they are Taurus people or they are very earthy people that you typically draw into your life as friends, close friends or partners. People that you easily become close to will be Taurian type people. So these are people who are stubborn, practical. They don't like a lot of change. They don't like a lot of ups and downs. They like to know where things are. They like for things to be in the same place. They like things to be really neat and organized. So then that's typical, right? So that is with just Taurus on the descendant. But then when we have Venus coming into the sign of Aries in the 6th house, this puts a twist on that. Just like we said about the Taurus rising or Taurus sun with the Venus in Aries. So this shows you that the people who are drawn to you are these Aryan type people. So the people, they either may be Aries or they may be people who have energy that is a link to the Martian energy, meaning that they are bold. They say what they have to say. They are go-getters. There may be that stubbornness in there, right? Because Taurus is there on the descendant. They may be stubborn people, unlike Aries. But they are people who are daredevils. They will take a chance when other people won't take chances. They like to lead out. They can even be like argumentative, right? Because, you know, Aries likes a good fight. So, you know, these are people who can be the people that are like, step in the square. You know, step in the square. Let's go. What are you ready to do? You may be ready to fuss and fight and argue. This may be what you see when you have Venus in the 6th house and you know, Taurus on the descendant. Venus in Aries and Taurus on the descendant. I have something in my eye. Okay, clearly you see me trying to get this lash out of my eye. But I'm sorry if that is distracting you from what I have to say, right? But the point is that you have people who are drawn into your life who have not only that Taurus, stubborn, earthy energy, but you have people who are bold and argumentative and they like a fight. They want to be in the fight for somebody else. They can be bossy and pushy and strong natured and not the typical Taurus who will just kind of go along with the flow. You know, we're not making waves. These are people who will make waves. These are the people that you will have in your life because you have the ruler of the 7th house in the sixth house in the sign of Aries, which lets you know these are bold people who can get it stirred up and can keep it stirred up, people who, again, they can get bored and they can move along. So you may have the partners that come into your life, and then um, it looks like it's going to be settled, it's going to be good, but then they get that itch and then they're out, right? Because that Venus in Aries energy is there, and in the people that you draw into your life. And it may be you, because we mirror oftentimes what is brought into our life. So you may be the person who jets. You may be the person that's like, I'm out. Because, I mean, you do have Venus in Aries. So you have that energy about you. It may show up in your daily activities. A sixth house, your daily activities. You may start the job. You think you like it. Everything is going well, but they said something to you wrong, or you got bored. You're not challenged. Depends on where your Mercury is and what other aspects are happening with Mercury, where Uranus is, all of that weighs in here. But just typically, if you get bored, if Aries gets bored, I'm out. That's how it is. Venus in Aries. If she gets bored, it's like, I'm out. If you are not being mentally challenged, or if there's no excitement, there's nothing fresh and new coming in, in your daily activities. And even if you start routines, you may start routines with partners and it's looking like it's going to be solid. Okay, we're going to get us a workout routine together. We're going to go work out every day. And then that Venus in Aries in the sixth house is like, I'm bored. I'm tired of walking on the treadmill. I'm ready to do something different, right? Even though it may be going good. Because Aries needs constant excitement. So if the workout can be changed up, if you could do something different, okay, we'll do treadmill on Monday, and then on Tuesday we'll go swimming, and then Wednesday we'll go hiking, So there needs to be this constant constant excitement, not even really mental stimulation, but like constant excitement that is happening, something fresh, something new, something different to see. That is exciting to Venus in Aries. Something to conquer. Okay, so you conquered it and you won and you were able to achieve greatness. That's Venus in Aries wants that. And so with that being in the sixth house, you are definitely affected by this. And then you want to, well, sixth house is typically the house of Virgo. So you're a person that you want to serve other people. Venus, you love serving other people. Venus in the sixth, it means so much to you to be able to serve others. Okay, and to physically serve them, help the elderly, or feed people. This is a perfect position, like for a nurse or somebody in some kind of service industry, helping other people. You light up. It makes your heart excited to be able to serve other people and fight for those who are sick, and fight for those who are the ones who are beaten up by society, with Venus in the sixth house. And in the sign of Aries, you will go to war and go to bat for those people to make sure that they receive proper health care. This is that type of energy that is associated with Venus in Aries in the sixth house. Again, if there are challenging aspects that are being made to Venus that could alter that, but this by itself, this is what you can see with that Venus there. And then again, the people that you draw into your life, the seventh house, people who you draw, your partners, your spouse, or people who are in close relationship with you, intimate relationships with you, they may be those people too that are helping other people in this way, helping people in healthcare, helping people who are not well or who cannot pick themselves up, because that's the descendant, right? That's the people that are in your lives that you are looking at and being drawn to. And then there's a mirror again for yourself. So I think that is all that I want to say about that. Venus also rules Libra, right? So that is your 12th house. So for you, if you have Venus in the 6th, Scorpio rising, Aries in the 6th, then you have Libra in the 12th. So that's the house of service too. So you have the ruler of the 12th and the ruler of the 7th sitting in the 6th house. So absolutely, you are a person who loves to serve other people. The 12th house is about serving the collective, right, in a higher spiritual way, in being there to support people, to bring healing to other people. So the 6th house is about like this practical service, because it's the Virgo house traditionally. So it's about practical earthy service to people, whereas the Pisces house, 12th house, traditionally ruled by Pisces, and Neptune is the house of spirituality. So you have Libra sitting there, and the ruler of it is sitting in the 6th house. So there you are fighting for people to understand the freedom and the healing in spirituality, as well as the physical healing. So you could be a person, if you have this particular aspect going on, you could be a person who is into herbal healing, tying the spiritual healing in with the physical, right? Using traditional practices like the Native Americans would use. They would go and they would grab the herbs, understanding the spiritual nature of the earth and the ground, and the connection to the universe, and to the connection to the divine and the spirit mother and the mother moon, and go ahead and grab the herbs. Take those so that your spirit could be elevated, and your physical body. So there is this type of understanding and study about the spiritual realm as well as the body, and the healing and the connection between the two, that you will be drawn to. And you will be drawn to helping people in that way, and the beauty of it, and the beauty of fragrances, and the healing power of candles, and candle magic, and crystals, and all of this would be a part of your world oftentimes, unless there are harsh aspects, to Saturn and Mars, Pluto, things like that, that could alter this. But just in general, this is what we are looking at. So for the subscriber who posed that question, I hope this answers it. And happy Thanksgiving. And which that's another controversial topic. I know. But that's what today is. All right. I love you all, and I will talk to you later.